fucking playing D&D or what?
Okay, wow, okay, yes.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, I gotta tell you guys one thing real quick. Like you have fans.
No money.
You especially have a fan.
Oh.
The troll video got shared, and Corey and KT highly approved.
Oh. Okay.
We love you.
Aww.
He's amazing.
We were talking about it today, and I was like, well, if you get tired of the character, instead of killing him off, can we just like, maybe have it so that you were cursed and you were like maybe my dad's brother, you're actually my uncle, and that's why. So we're thinking of other stuff just in case. Well, we're not really trying to kill them all. Just so that's clear.
I love Pete.
Don't you
He's
dare,
not.
Pete.
No, he's not. Don't kill
I just thought we were more talking about it would be kind of cute if he was schizophrenic.
Oh my
The
god.
drinking brought out Charles.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my God, Charles and Pete, this is wonderful.
Oh my god.
What was that show? Charles in Charge?
Let's not go there. That guy.
He's a fucking cunt. Oh my god.
Anyway, we are playing D&D or what?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are watching D&D.
Damn it, Paula.
Yay.
All right. So we are starting off where we left off, which is late afternoon, which is kind of like breakfast time because the circus is opening tonight in about 3 hours. Let me see here. I made cohesive. What was that?
Talking to Charlie.
Okay. I did make
Decent notes.
cohesive.
Sorry.
Yeah, like they actually are in like chronological order, sort of, maybe. So the dorm for the islanders from the tent has been created, and we came down to it's 41 people total, 18 kids, 23 adults. Nurse Joy and Nurse Jenny, the marionettes that you guys named and assigned as nurses, are taking care of them and making sure they're getting settled in. Celine Fairgrass has been put into a new level of the tree, which you guys have kind of turned into an infirmary, and she's been submerged in water to cure her burns for the next so for the next 10 days she has water breathing, just in case it takes that long. Let's see here.
That's excessive.
He had also come to full of healing potion and given burn salve to her caretakers.
I said that's excessive.
Yes, you had given her the healing potion, and the burn salve is still kind of like off to the side because she's currently in purified water.
Right.
Dilly had sent for Arlie French, the contortionist. I believe he wanted to talk to her in regards to just the overall circus and how it, what you guys need to do. I cannot remember specifics for that one. I just knew you had sent Bitsy off to go get her.
Right. I'll have to think on that.
Okay. In the meantime, Gwynny had messaged Joel because they need to figure out how to essentially read all of his shorthand that he had put all over the paper tents in the room in his cabin.
We also wanted him to see if he could do something about getting out those last 9 people and the animals.
Yes, that too.
No.
And in return, he agreed only if afterwards Gloria is unsilenced completely.
Okay, yeah, that's right. And we established that a counterspell done on the circus grounds will do that.
Oh, you broke up. I didn't hear that.
I said, and we established that a counterspell done inside the circus will do that.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Ulrich and Felicia, what were you two doing? Because I know everyone kind of went up back to the general, cast area. I don't know, were you guys trying to meet essentially and eat and talk, or what are you trying to do right now?
I think at the point where we left off, Ulrich was heading to his own tent to try and make sense of his notes.
Yeah, he'd gone and gotten the notes from my tent and was headed to his own tent.
Okay.
I guess we started going to analysis mode to try and piece what he can together.
All right. And are you, your tent is essentially the endless archaeological dig, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
He's going to target quarters inside the tent.
Okay, perfect.
And he's the only one who can see it.
Ah, got it. Perfect. All right, and Felicia, where are you staying? Kind of upstairs with Gwynny and Dilly, or what are you trying to do?
I think that I might go down and see Mama and see if maybe she has a message to send Gloria. I'm gonna tell her, they're on their way. You know what? No, I'm gonna. Dilly, Gwynny.
Yeah.
Can y'all make it so Mama can come up here? I mean, I'm sure she's got lots to say to Gloria.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Dilly, you're the one that kind of confined her to quarters. You want to do that?
That's fine.
Okay, so she can have the run of the circus?
No. She must stay with Felicia at all times.
Oh, okay. All right. So if she's not in your place in the tree, Felicia, she needs to be with you, if that's okay?
I don't see nothing wrong with it. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, I like that.
Have I joined up with them, or am I still in my tent?
You're wherever you want to be.
That is up to you. Yeah, that's up to you.
Okay, this is like the next morning after the whole rendezvous thing with Celine, the whole medical run.
This is pretty much directly after. Like, you guys have just kind of finished up patching her up. You have about 3 hours before the circus starts.
Yeah, okay, I'm still there, but I'm getting ready to head my tent to do analysis. Guys?
Yeah.
After you're done with Joel and Gloria and the whole counterspell thing, I want to see if... I'm hoping I can invite them to my quarters so I can chat with them first.
Okay, we can do that.
That way they're not... That way you guys can focus on running the circus and stuff without them basically underfoot.
I think we could probably do that. Do you have a problem with them going to see him?
Going to see do what now?
Ulrich would like Joel and Gloria to come talk to him in his tent after they do after they help us with the language and the families the people that are still stuck on the island.
That would be up to Joel and Gloria.
Okay.
Hopefully I can convince them. Maybe without your...
Hostile? You're hostile? That talking works.
What?
Without the hostility between both groups, I might be able to get, since I'm new to this, I might be able to get some strength.
I mean,
Hopefully.
anything's worth a try. We haven't gotten a straight answer from them from day one.
Go
It's been
ahead.
18 years, 20 years. Maybe
Waste.
you'll be more successful than us.
Waste all the time you like with that.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'll go ahead and put a closed sign in front of my tent so people don't try to come in yet.
Okay, and just a quick note, if you turn your sign to closed, it locks it effectively from anyone but you or someone else or other people you deem necessary to enter. So it no one can actually even walk in.
Okay. Okay, thank
Oh my
you.
God.
I still need to establish what I'm doing. Okay.
Oh, you went robot. What was that?
I said I still need to establish what I'm doing with the tent in order to contribute to the circus.
Okay.
I've got a few ideas, but I need to flesh them out.
Not a problem. Take your time. There is no rush to open it.
How many days has it been since Ulrich got off the boat?
Like a whole 48 hours.
Yeah, he's in shock. He's still kind of in shock. After everything that has gone down, he is...
Oh, man.
He's a sting, but he's set things off to the side until he has a chance to breathe, you know?
I mean, the boat, you didn't get off the boat, you crash landed on the boat.
Yeah.
No, I got off the boat, came into the circus following Lily Fairgrass.
Then got back on the boat and then crash landed.
Yeah.
Right. And then you went to an island that was self-destructing.
Yeah. And
jumped in a volcano.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like you've had a good first 48-hour experience that almost matches the post-traumatic stress that everyone else has received from their first 48-hour experience.
Huh?
And he's dealt with some odd stuff growing up in the past. He's been to Strixhaven. His college's headmaster has a bit of a reputation for dangerous field trips, so he's handled this stuff before. He just needs a moment to catch his breath. You know?
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Anyone from Dean Clark's field trips, archaeological field trips, can handle things. They just need a moment to get themselves centered.
There we go.
And Strixhaven lore, each of the colleges has two deans that are basically diametric opposites. They're in Lorehold, the college he went to, one was OCD, order obsessed, the other was absolute chaotic.
Sounds like us.
Yeah, right. All right. So, we've Ulrich, you're headed to your tent after asking, if you guys can convince Joel and Gloria to speak with me after they help you, that would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay, and Felicia, are you heading down to retrieve your mama?
Yeah, I'll go down there. And as I'm going, I'm going to actually talk to myself a little bit. I just had the most brilliant idea. I don't even have a job here. And, well, shit. If I could have convinced them kids, the dead ones from the ship, that, maybe they'd like a job in a haunted house, that would have been great, man. That would have been right up my alley. And,
are you telling this to Dilly and Gwen?
No, she just walks away muttering it, talking to herself.
Are you guys following her?
I think that I would like to go see my parents real quickly.
Okay.
And maybe Dilly, are you busy?
What do you need?
Well, would you like to come and talk to my parents?
For what?
I mean, you're my brother. They don't know you.
Could be best that way.
All right, if that's the way you want it. And I'll just go ahead and go on up to see the parents.
Okay,
Maybe
since
for now.
everyone's in this tent, isolated, I'm going to the bathroom while you're doing this. While you're doing the bit with Winnie, okay?
You're gonna what?
He's taking a bio break.
Okay. Dilly, what are you wanting to do?
Pardon? I'm sorry.
What would you like to do currently?
I was trying to remember why I sent for Arlie, but I just can't.
That's okay.
I feel like it had something to do with.
Oh, I remember why.
Oh.
I remember why. And we already established that it didn't work. We sent to her to see if she could translate Joel's notes.
Oh, that's right.
What's that?
And she couldn't.
I don't feel like that makes sense.
Well, the notes that we found in Joel's house all over the paper circus, we sent for Arlie to see if she could understand them since we could not translate them before we called Joel.
Okay. I forget about it.
It's okay. So at that point, I'm gonna say, you've spoken to Arlie, and Bitsy is just kind of like hovering around you.
Oh.
Like she looks like, is there anything I can do? Do you need help? Assistance? Would you like lunch?
Me?
Yes, you.
No. I'm good. I think I'm going to go to my tent for a bit.
All right. Do you need a hug before you? That's it. Never mind. You can go. Goodbye.
Right. Before I go to my tent, I'm gonna go kind of check in on Celine.
Okay, so you're going to visit Celine.
No, it's fine.
Okie dokie, artichoke. So you are in the tree. So basically, you kind of all like pile into the elevator at the same time because you kind of have to go to different floors. So it's that like weird, like it's not an awkward silence, but it's that weird like, well, we're not doing the same thing this time. That's new. All right, and Dilly, you kind of step off in the infirmary level.
And I asked Bitsy if she wants to come with me.
Oh, yes, I would love. Oh, your parents. Yes, I would love to.
So I take Bitsy up with me to meet parents.
All right, and then after being dropped off, Felicia, you just kind of feel your stomach like go all full butterfly, and it kind of like leaps up into your throat because the elevator just plummets. And then it stops, and you're not hurt. You don't like crash into anything, but it was just the feeling of falling very quickly. And then
It feels like we're going to hell when we come down here.
And then the doors open, and you're walking in, and you see, laying on the stone slab, looking dead, is little Git, your mother.
Hey, Mama.
She kind of blinks awake and looks over at you and then groans a bit and like sits up and stretches. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning. Is it morning?
Yeah. Well, it's almost 9. It's like, I'd say a little bit before, well, maybe after dinner. Gloria's gonna be here. Would you, do you got anything you might want to say to her?
Oh, she's coming back.
Yeah, well, she kind of been denied a voice for a while. And, I mean, they're coming to help, but I think it's more self-serving than normal. But...
I truly don't have anything nice to say to her.
Well, that's fine. Gotta get what you got to say off your chest. I mean, she probably ain't gonna be living long, so, I mean,
Wait, what makes you say that?
well, I'm sure the people hate her, and without the magic and the circus to protect her, she's gonna be out there in the White City, and who knows what might happen. So I mean, tomorrows are never promised.
Gloria wouldn't come back without magic.
Well, it's been a while since she spent so much already. Just come talk to her and tell her what's on your mind. I mean, we got to.
What's on my mind?
And maybe she could get you released from here. And then you could just stay if you want to.
She can't. I don't think she can do that anymore. It's not her room to control. It's not. Oh, fine. We'll talk to her. Fine.
Yeah.
See, she's not like annoyed, but she's a little bit like, you can tell she's flustered. You recognize, like, kind of, you've seen yourself in a mirror enough that there are similarities in her expression that you look like when you get a little bit flustered.
Mama, it's gonna be okay. I mean, what's the most that can happen? She actually listens to you and understands where you're coming from.
Okay, that's the best case scenario. Yes.
Worst case scenario?
She kills me and you and everyone else.
Well, then we're done playing the game and we get to go home. Right? And besides, it'll be okay. I'll be with you. If we're gonna die, we could die together this time.
That is incredibly morbid, but all right, sure.
I love you, Mama.
I love
Let's go die together.
Oh my God. Okay. And she'll follow you back to the elevator.
I don't know where we're supposed to be meeting up at. I wasn't paying attention. I just wanted to come see you. But you're allowed to go anywhere. You can go with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you want to go see someone?
How about we get through the Gloria thing first?
Okay.
Oh, okay. And so as they enter the elevator, they're kind of just chatting about, I can assume Felicia's just kind of saying things, like, oh, Mama, you're so pretty. I love you, Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's all about Mama.
All right, so as you guys are getting into the elevator, are you wanting to go back to the kind of crew quarters level, or are you wanting to go to the circus level?
Let's go. Let's go to the cruise. Everybody should be getting ready for work. So let's go take a walk. And then we're gonna go to the circus area, see where everybody's doing their stuff, and just walk. And I'm gonna hold her hand.
All right. And she kind of like pulls your hand through like her arm and keeps holding it, but she's just like stroking your hand with her other hand too. And we will move back over to Dilly. You are popping in to the infirmary. The door opens. You're in the infirmary, and you see the two mannequin nurses that you'd named Joy and Jenny. And And they're, they're moving around and they're kind of like checking the machines, her vitals, making sure everything's okay and that she's, the water continues to stay purified. They're checking the levels of the water too, and they're just kind of bustling around quietly. But they're not interacting with her at all. If anything, they're kind of ignoring her.
Is she conscious?
Her eyes are closed, but, as she hears you step into... Actually, hold on, let me roll perception for her. Give me a second. And dice.
Better be good.
Right, though? No, she's not... What's your passive?
Passive what?
Perception.
34.
Okay, you can tell she's not sleeping, but she also doesn't recognize, she doesn't notice you walking into the room. She's just kind of, almost meditating, just kind of in a calm limbo, letting her body heal. No one's talking to her, so she's just kind of chilling.
I'll kind of...
And her eyes open, and her voice is still raspy. She's not, it's hoarse. It doesn't sound super strained anymore, but it's still hoarse. And she, who is that? Come where I can see you.
Dilly.
Oh, Dilly, hello.
Yes. Your eyes are hurting.
A little.
Are they injured?
No. Just resting them. Lots of strain. I can't really move my neck, so, the eye strain.
Are you in pain?
Of course I'm in pain.
So we're trying to...
She's still, covered from, the neck down in severe burns, but they're looking pinker, less, charred.
Where's the other potion? How long has it been since she first? Really? A couple hours?
Just a couple of hours. It's. I think it took an hour to cast each, the purification and then also the water breathing.
I think that's why we were calling Arlie to see if she knew of any remedies, that the people had remedies for pain. That's what it was.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Well, let's go with that. I'll have Arlie meet you there. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Steven only bought one health potion, correct?
It was a superior, and I thought a greater.
Mm-hmm.
And we gave her the superior, which pretty much
Greater.
brought her back alive.
Yeah.
It was a greater one.
Or gave her the greater. Whichever one was better, we gave first.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, and it was plus... Okay, yeah, okay. So... If you would like to give her the other potion, you are welcome to.
What? I mean, she's obviously so grievously injured, so I assume her hit points are still low, meta speaking.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that would help alleviate some of her pain. Absolutely.
Okay, give me a second, because... Okay, so it would be...
Yeah, I don't know the die.
It is...
That's Wild's department.
Yeah, it's 4d4 plus 4. Go ahead and... If you want to roll it, you can, or if you want me to...
I got you. I can roll it. I can do it from beyond. 4d4?
4d4, yeah, plus 4.
So 12 plus 4 is 16.
Nice. Nice.
Damn, that was a good roll for D4s.
Right? I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Baby.
He still has. You got the other ones?
I want to roll medicine.
Okay, and are you just trying to kind of gauge, what are you trying to do?
I'm gonna like wipe her face, get her water, put some salve on her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
I did 27.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So as you're kind of like giving her water and pulling the salve out and getting it ready to mixing it a little so the oils mix back in, you can see that she is already kind of gaining more color. It's still pink, it still burns, but again, they're looking almost like a couple of weeks healed rather than a couple of hours. And you're able to, kind of nurse her a little bit and take care of her. And she looks very thankful. She looks incredibly grateful. She's not talking, but she's just kind of staring at you and looking at your face while she's, letting you take care of her.
So would you like any books or something to help pass the time? We have a very good library. I'm sure there's something that might interest you.
And her voice is a little less hoarse now.
Or perhaps a companion to conversate with. It's not so dry as our nurses.
Oh, a companion would be lovely.
I could maybe ask someone, maybe someone from the island that you were particular friends with, to help you pass time and maybe hold a book for you or read for you, or I don't know.
Oh yes, if you could ask anyone who's willing from the village, it would be greatly appreciated.
Did you have a partner there?
Oh no.
Oh, I mean, all right. Well, anyone in particular?
No. I really just care of them mostly, so really whoever wants to come, and if they don't, please don't force them.
Of course, I would not do that. All right. And there's a subject of interest.
Oh.
The marionettes aren't very good company, so to speak, sometimes, but they can hold a book perfectly well for you.
Oh, if you...
An unending amount of time, even. They do not even tire out.
Do you have... Oh, this is going to sound very silly. Do you have any romantic books?
I believe we do. There's one in particular I remember Winnie raving about one time.
Have you read it?
No. I'm not the romantic type.
What is it about?
I believe it's about love, and maybe sex. Ugh.
Oh.
And those sorts of things.
I would like to read that book.
Right. Of course. Then.
And you recall that I keep a copy of Tusk Love in the tent for when I have any customers.
I will ask her if perhaps she can make some recommendations then.
Oh, thank you, Dilly.
Yes.
You know
Is Arlie arriving yet?
Oh, God. No, unfortunately not yet. Unfortunately, she's not there yet. But you can sense that someone is entering the elevator and pressing the button to the infirmary. While Celine kind of looks at you and says, I was a little worried that you'd be, like your mother. But
I'm probably much more like her than you think.
No. And the elevator kind of dings, and Arlie, in her contortionist outfit, which is just like, a skin tight, long leg, long sleeve, up to the neck, just leotard. But it almost looks like she's a chameleon. Like everything behind her is kind of reflected in her outfit. It's almost like an invisibility cloak, but you can still see the outline of her.
As she's coming in, and when Celine kind of says that comment about him maybe being like his mother, she may or may not have noticed he kind of his hand would have went to his buttons on his lapel and jacket.
Let me see if she did notice.
Maybe vaguely.
It's not that she noticed the significance, she noticed the action.
And, Arlie, yes.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Good to see you. Perhaps. As you can see, this is Celine, and she's in a great deal of pain, and I was wondering if you or one of the circus folk knew of any pain remedies, or
any fruit off the tree,
maybe fruit from the tree that could perhaps help her.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could definitely
I've never been hurt before, so I don't know anything about it.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, none of us have been hurt, but hold on, and she kind of pokes her head out into the elevator and just yells into the elevator, grab a banana. And she's not you don't know, and you can tell she doesn't really know if the message traveled up the elevator shaft or if anyone actually heard it, but she's like, yeah, bananas, that's, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna help a lot, but it should help a little.
And what does the banana do? Just exactly. Pain relief or healing?
I mean, it's gonna get her super, super high, but yeah, she won't feel a thing.
Excellent. I mean, it's my sister, or my aunt, and
oh yeah, I kind of see the resemblance now.
I don't really know how to feel about it, to be honest.
You don't know how to feel about what? That she's your aunt?
Family. Blood.
I mean, what are you talking about? You have Gwynny, you have us.
That's a perspective I had not imagined.
You literally grew up here. We half raised you. What are you talking about? You don't have family.
You just kind of look at her. It just doesn't compute.
Dude, you are so way far gone. I almost thought you had a head on your shoulders, but I'm clearly seeing that Joel and Gloria did a fucking number on you. I am sorry about that, by the way.
I appreciate your empathy.
Not really empathy, more sympathy. Been there, done that. I get it.
I see. No need to feel sorry for me.
I don't.
All right. Well, thank
Anything
you.
else? Yeah, you're welcome. You good? I have to get set up now.
Right. And thanks again for taking time to consult.
I mean, you are my boss. So, you call, I come. That's how it works now.
Right. That is uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
I don't know if you guys were planning on doing the whole tree light up thing, but that's kind of what people come for, so you should figure out how to get that one done. I'll see you up there. And she just kind of pops back into the elevator and closes it and goes up.
Right, the tree and stuff. But she's gonna kind of be pacing in there quietly.
All right. right?
Has he gotten the banana? Did he get the banana?
About 5 minutes later, Bitsy shows up in the elevator with like she like plucked an entire bushel of bananas from the tree because she wasn't entirely sure like how many you needed. So she has about 25 bananas on her right now.
So he'll take a banana.
Oh, you just needed the one.
Well, it's good to have a few now that we know what they do.
Oh, okay.
And you'll start kind of feeding it to Celine if she'll take it.
Yeah, she'll very
This should help you feel
contentedly
better.
eat, and it tastes like a banana, so she's like happy to eat it. But about 2 bites in, you see that her eyes, like her pupils,
Gone.
completely take over her entire iris. Like it is just
Fentanyl
two
banana?
black holes.
Banana cane?
She's in K-hole banana.
Yeah, she's a banana K-hole right now.
Just to wrap up this real quick session, so as Bitsy's there, and he's going to be talking aloud, what Bitsy would hear, but he's wondering, there's a way to rebond Joel and Gloria to the circus. They are coming, you know, Bitsy.
Oh. That's...
Yes.
I have emotions about that I don't know what they mean.
Reverse the role a bit, if you know what I mean. Yes.
Oh. And Bitsy like worries at her fingers and watches this all happening. Like, and part of her is like, oh, it's very sweet that Dilly's taking care of someone, but simultaneously he is talking about possibly murdering other people. I don't understand.
Do you know about lighting the tree?
Lighting.
Do we just, the whole event?
The opening ceremony.
I've been here all my life and have no idea how this place is run.
Well.
Which is why I'd like to rebond them, because they do.
I see. So
and it would be delicious. Would you what?
Well, I mean.
The event, the one like wishing a tent. We just will it to light up.
I think so.
I see. And he'll kind of just start pacing around, drumming his fingers on his lapel.
Okay. And while Dilly is doing the big thing, we will go over to Felicia, who is not Felicia, Gwynny, going to see her parents. Now you're going to the little floor that you've made, correct?
Right, the stars floor. I get in the elevator and I push the star button.
Okay. And when the door opens, you don't see your parents right away, but you do hear them like kind of like hushed. Almost, it's not really arguing, but it's definitely a discussion.
Okay, and I was trying to take Bitsy with me, but she got summoned away with bananas. And
she did.
Like we got to the floor where we were getting off the floor, and she said, bananas, and went back down the elevator.
Yeah, like the door opened and Bitsy was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Gwynny, bananas. And without any other explanation, she just closed the elevator door after you got out.
And I get off the elevator and go, yes, we have no bananas. For no reason.
And do you say that out loud?
Oh yes, I'm talking to myself. Just like, yes, we have no bananas.
Okay, well, your dad rolled a nat 20, and he definitely hears this, and they both go silent in the other room.
Oh, yeah, hi. How you doing?
Oh, honey, she's here. Yeah, no, I heard that she's here. Okay, just let's go. Hi, honey! And they kind of like come around the corner, like looking a little bit too cheerful.
Settling in?
Kind of. No, tell her the truth. We've lied enough. It's weird. We're in a tree. We're in a magic tree. It's weird. And
Well,
Earlier, I was
you're-
thinking that I needed a toilet, and instead of making a bathroom, it was just a toilet in the middle of the room, and I wasn't wearing pants. It was very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, no, it is responsive. I imagine there will be a learning curve. But when you decide you do want something, if you're kind of careful about the parameters, it should be close to what you want, if not exactly what you want. And you can always tweak it.
Oh, he tweaked it. And you see your mother look up, and as you follow her gaze, you see that there is a toilet very securely fastened to the ceiling. He didn't want it in the middle of the floor anymore, and so that's where it ended up.
I don't want to judge, but is that where you want it?
They both look at you like you might have grown two heads.
Okay, I'm going to take them as a no. Tree, we need that removed, and I point to the toilet.
It disappears.
And we need a really nice, well-appertained, well-designed, comfortable bathroom with privacy as an adjacent room, not part of the main room, with a doorway and a door that opens and shuts and locks.
And as you're saying this, you kind of see the air like shimmering, and by the time you're finished, there is a fully formed series of walls and a door, and there's a new room that is a bathroom with a door, and you see that it has like almost like a huge deadbolt sort of lock. Like it understood. The tree understood how important it was for you to lock this door.
All right. Maybe that lock is a little bit much, but I think that you'll find that this is a little bit more what you had in mind, and it should have all of the appliances you need because I did specify that it should be fully furnished.
And yeah, the rest of now, how are you envisioning this setup to be?
Well, I think it would have a bathtub and a separate shower, toilet, a bidet, and 2 sinks.
Okay. And your parents kind of look at you and they smile and nod and they look at the bathroom. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Is everything okay? Your mom is like kind of starting to I totally forgot to, are you okay? Is everything okay? I thought
We had
that your
lot
circus
of-
was starting soon, and I didn't expect to see you.
Right. I'm just checking in on you. I will have to be going down to the circus here shortly. But we've had a lot of things happen. There's been a lot going on, more even than you realize. Since I left you, we've been to an island, rescued a whole bunch of people, and jumped in a volcano. It's a lot. I'm not going to lie. Joel and Gloria will be coming back for a short period of time. It should not involve you. If you do not want to see them, you don't have to. You can stay up here. You don't have to stay in this room. You have free run of the circus. You can go in any of the circus tents, but be advised, we, aside from the archaeology tent, Billy and I have not made any of these tents, so, go into them at your own risk. They were made by Joel and Gloria. The same thing goes with the fruit of the tree. Eat at your own risk. It is all magical and has effects. Most of them are not fatal, but be careful. Maybe ask one of the mannequins what the fruit does before you eat it. Let's see, what else should I tell you? The buttons inside the elevator, the only ones that will work for you are this button, the forest button, which is where the ship is now, by the way. It's free and flying in the forest. The main floor circus button, and the second floor circus button, which is where the crew lives and passes time when the circus is not open. The other buttons in there are off limits for now. Should you need the infirmary for any reason, it will be open to you as well, although I don't think you'll need it. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, so much.
And
Okay, you know from the...
your dad's
Go
going to
ahead.
kind of take a step forward and grab your hands for a second, and then he's going to pull you into like a very like awkward but gruff like bear hug. And he'll say, we have time. We have time. You just go do your job.
I will, don't worry. Okay, a couple more things. As I said, Joel and Gloria are coming back. I'm not going to allow them on this floor. So you are safe here. Anywhere else in the circus while they're here, I can't guarantee your safety because you know Joel and Gloria. But if you wish to remain away from them, just remain up here. This floor is your floor. Decorate it how you want. You saw me create the bathroom the way you wanted it, aside from that weird lock, which I'll tweak later. Anything you want, make it. Feel free. I love you. I don't know you yet, but I love you. We'll get to know each other.
They both look like they're about to cry. They're like, we love you too.
I do want you to meet my brother. At some point, he's dealing with a lot.
Brother? Honey, you don't... We didn't... That's not... We didn't have another baby?
No, I know you didn't, but do you remember the little boy that was thrown off the ship when I jumped off?
Oh, yes. Oh.
We were raised together. He's my brother.
Oh, well, of course we would love to meet him.
Right now he's dealing with the fact that his aunt, who he didn't know about, survived. And she's, other than his grandmother, who he also didn't know about, and a couple of her other grandchildren are alive in the city. She's the only family he's got, too, and he's trying to help her. She got badly hurt in the volcano. So he's trying to help her and come to terms with the fact that his mother was... Well, you know his mother. You know all about her.
Yes.
Yeah. So he did not. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Understandable.
Okay, so he's dealing with a lot, but when he's not quite so wrapped up in things that are family related, and we're not maybe quite so wrapped up in imminent crisis, I'm definitely going to try to introduce you to him and him to you, so you get to know each other a little bit better.
Oh, yes, that would, whenever he's ready.
And we also have two other friends, Felicia, the girl that was with me that looks a little bit dead.
I was one, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, she and her mother, who is also dead, are here as well, wandering around the circus. Felicia can be trusted to do anything you need to have done. Her mother is kind of an unknown factor still, but we're getting to know her as well. Her mother is Gloria's daughter, and Felicia is Gloria's granddaughter. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's a thing too. Yeah. And then there's Aldrich. You remember the very large elephant-headed man?
Yes.
He's also our friend. He can be trusted to help you with anything you need help with. He's very, very smart. And he's an outsider to the circus, which is good. Because the rest of us are rather incestuous in our connections.
I'm noticing that.
But yeah, it's a little weird. It gets a little weird trying to explain how we're connected to each other. But yeah, he's an outsider. He has an outsider's viewpoint and an outsider's education, so he's really a valuable resource. I would get to know him.
Oh, okay.
And
They look a little overwhelmed with all of the information.
Well, I feel like Winnie's just kind of babbling at this point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just typical nervous energy.
Yep, and they're too shell-shocked to stop her.
Right, and yeah, so I babble on for another 15 minutes or so, and then hug them and tell them I have to go get ready for the opening of the circus.
Okay, but bye, honey. Break a leg? Is that good luck? Break a leg and good luck.
Yeah, that'll do. I guess we are rather performers at this point in time, so yeah, that seems quite fitting, if a little bit prophetic. Yeah, you do know that I'm a fortune teller, right?
No.
Yeah, I have a little bit of skill with that. Yeah. I so much so that I try not to tell the fortunes of people I love too often.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, that's, probably wise.
Yeah, I don't really want to know things about them. The things that I see sometimes are not things I want to know about people I care about.
Oh, dear. And they both kind of, like, group hug you briefly before letting you go and kind of, like, ushering you back towards the elevator. Like, go, 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 we'll be fine. Well, we might have a full house by the time you get back.
Oh, yeah, just, think about it, talk about it, and then make a decision. And just remember, you don't have to accept what happens the first time. If you don't like it, tell the tree to take it away.
Right.
No more toilets on the ceiling, okay?
And she kind of looks at your father, like, with a stern look, and he's like, I will do my best.
All right. Yeah, I'll check back in later on.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
And they wave you off.
And I just get back on the elevator and head back downstairs to try to find Dilly.
All right. And, Ulrich, are you going to be spending this time in your tent just kind of researching and looking through notes?
Unless I am needed, in which case I assume I told Winnie she could message me. I'm gonna try and basically make sense of everything.
Okay.
Do I have the level of control over my tent that they do over their room in the tree?
Ooh, what?
Like imagining whatever I need?
No, unfortunately, you do not have creative abilities.
Shoot. What does my quarters look like?
What do your what's look like?
My quarters, the room I have in my tent, my private room.
That's up to you.
Okay. I'm assuming it's kind of like the big tents you see on the archaeological digs in the face. Big multi-room tents. One room for sleeping, one room for storage, and a big main room that I have like a desk, portable desk, and blackboards, and places to put stuff,
Okay.
like notes and stuff like that, bookshelves. And on the main blackboard, I have Circus game written on the top of the board. And I have people of interest: Winnie, Billy, Joel, Gloria, Mr. A, Mr. H,
Oh, okay.
It's basically a conspiracy board.
It's a red.
Red string everywhere.
Oh my god, I love it.
I got notes basically plastered to the walls. I'm just trying to draw connections, and on the big blackboard, I have written end goal. What is it?
Oh god.
And I'm standing in the middle of the room with a cup of black swelled coffee. You know, the kind of thing that doesn't taste like crap, but it keeps you awake.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
It's more chocolate than coffee. I'm like
He's drinking office coffee.
Yup.
yeah, office coffee.
So it smells burnt as it's brewing.
Yeah.
Big old mug. I'm going, okay, you bastard.
Oh my god.
Fucking water's like 300 degrees.
Yeah. This is situation normal. When he's figuring out a mystery, this is part of his modus operandi.
This is the process.
This is part of the process.
Oh my god. Okay. So you are just conspiracying away in your tent right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume that I'm going to retcon that I told Winnie as I was leaving my tent that I'm going to be unavailable. I'm going to be locked up in my tent for a while, but if you do need me, go ahead and message me.
He's Indiana Charlie.
Yup. Oh god, I love it.
That's beautiful.
Okay. So in the meantime, Felicia and Gwynny, you guys are kind of, well, Felicia, you and your mom are on the main circus level, and Gwynny, you said you went to the crew quarters again?
I just went to find Dilly wherever he was. I asked the tree where Dilly was.
Oh, okay, so the tree's gonna
Really?
take you down to the infirmary.
Hold on.
Oh,
Should
go ahead.
probably look at Dilly, because Dilly was actually going to go to Destiny Tent for a few minutes. So they'll probably intersect.
Okay, where were you headed?
He just walked out of the infirmary mumbling about the things he was... I'm headed to Destiny Tent.
Oh, okay. All right, so the tree dumps me out at the circus level with the information that Dilly's headed to his tent.
Okay, and on the way to Dilly's tent, all of you, Felicia and her mom and Gwynny and Dilly, you guys kind of all
That'll need to be walked out, too.
bump into each other on the way to well, not on the way to Destiny Tent, but around that area.
Oh, Gwynny?
Yeah, Dilly, yeah.
Hello? Again?
Hey.
Hey.
So my parents are looking pretty, a little shell shocked, but otherwise pretty good.
Good to hear. Are they accommodating the dwelling sufficiently?
They have a little difficulty, but I think they've got it now.
Right. So, we have to light the tree tonight?
Do you know how to do that?
I have no idea, but I'm sure that it's probably as easy as agreeing to it, I suppose.
Well, I think maybe we should ask the tree. What do you think?
Maybe.
Or you could ask the people who created the tree, and you hear Joel's voice behind you, and he and Gloria are hand in hand.
Joel and Gloria.
Oh, I would love to ask the people who created the tree if we could ever get, a coherent, intelligent, useful answer out of the people who created the tree.
Oh, dang. Meta.
Yeah.
I got meta questions.
Yeah.
So, Joel and Gloria have a saint in which they can somehow bind people to the circus.
Yes.
And Dilly has an understanding of this, right?
Dilly has an understanding that he thinks they can do it. Go ahead and roll insight for me. I'm sorry, I'm eating like a very big sandwich right now.
Roll insight on the DM.
On me!
Well, 17 plus 13, so 30.
So you know that they had the ability to bind people to the circus, but the actual power to bind itself was given to them by Mr. A and Mr. H. After their game ended, they lost that ability. But they could tell you how to do it. You definitely sense that much.
I see. Okay. Not over. Thank you.
You're very
Great.
welcome. Hold on, I'm sorry, sandwich mouth.
You're fine. Great to see you.
Yes, you're looking well.
Gloria gives you both the finger.
Joel, I mean, as far as we understand it, all you have to do is do counterspell on her and she can talk, as long as you're on the circus grounds. So if you're on the circus grounds, feel free.
And Joel kind of looks at you a little bit oddly. But then he turns and casts counterspell. And Gloria almost immediately, like, it's not even coherent speech. She just lets out like this god-awful banshee scream.
Oh, you're in fine voice, I see. Yeah, not our doing, but we did help you, so you might say thank you.
Oh,
Right.
fuck off. Oh my god. And Joel looks a little bit upset about this.
I don't believe we said we wouldn't recast it on you, Gloria.
Oh, God, now
So
that
watch
you
it.
talk, please try.
Really?
Joel,
It's not all I'd like to
Just
try to do.
be done.
just so you're clear, we did not have to do that. I understand that you're upset. Again, I will remind you, not our doing.
I'm aware.
All
I
right,
understand
so
that I don't care.
freshen the atmosphere a little bit, if you wouldn't mind.
Felicia's gonna run up and hug Gloria.
Disgusting.
Oh my God. Gloria, like, arms at her side, totally goes, like, stiff as a board and just, like, staring down at Felicia, like, oh my lord. Please.
I brought Mama.
I'm sorry, what?
I brought Mama.
No, you fucking
yeah.
didn't.
Yes, she fucking did.
And is she still hugging Gloria?
Yes.
Okay. Gloria's just standing there.
She's just love hugging her, like, oh, Grandma.
She's staring over Felicia's shoulder at little Git, like, just staring.
Meta, real quick, is Winnie gonna message Ulrich that they're here, or?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. He asked about Gwenny messaging Ulrich,
That's up to Gwynny.
and I definitely did do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
In that case,
is Ulrich heading up? Well, out, essentially?
yeah, Ulrich's heading to meet them. Are they on the second floor or the first floor?
First floor. They're near the divinity tent.
Okay. Ulrich has no idea where the divinity tent is.
Oh, I would tell you. Just say, hey, we're at we're at the Destiny tent on the first floor, and you do have a map. So that would take you to.
My map is unlabeled.
Okay, but just presume that you know where it is and you're coming to meet us.
Okay. Ulrich's just gonna look for the group of people he actually recognizes.
Yeah, that works. First floor.
And you see them, and as you approach them, Joel kind of looks you up and down. You're big.
I get that a lot. I assume you're Mr. Joel?
Yes, pleasure. And he holds his hand out to shake.
Yeah, I shake hands with him. Ulrich Irontuck. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yes, you too. Excuse me for just a moment. I need to control my Gloria. And he walks over to Gloria and kind of like pats her on the back and pulls Felicia's arms from around her.
And I look at him and say, yes, please do control Gloria.
1 second, guys.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, can we take a 5-minute break? Kate's here to pick up the children.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect and we'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okie dokie. I can finish this sandwich now.
Right?
I try to take a bite when I feel like you guys are like going on a good roleplay roll, and then I'm like, shit, I have NPCs in this game
Damn
now.
it. Damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's up?
What up, though?
What up?
And Dilly was really trying to think of a way to trick them into being bound to the circus again.
I mean, how big brain you trying to get? There are ways to do it still.
I don't feel like I know enough to know how to do it.
Okay.
Unless I got a good roll on something.
Well, quick meta refresher. That roll really knows that Mr. A and Mr. H they're the ones who bind people overall. It's just the people who run the circus at the time, whoever the players are the ones who cast their, think of it as a chess game. My move. But I can't actually make the move myself, so my person makes it for me.
So technically, Dilly can do the binding?
Technically, he's the player now. Well, he's the piece now.
Right, that's what I feel like. He feels like that he should be able to do this now. But he doesn't know how. How is it done? I don't remember that. I seen something that Joel did, but
Joel talked to Mr. A.
Pardon me?
Joel talked to Mr. A. That's how he did it.
But they did some kind of hand thing or something, transfer of something.
Yep. Yeah, you saw what appeared to be kind of like a transfer of power between them, and then Joel was able to bind.
Do they have to bind willingly?
You're not sure about that. That's a question that you can ask.
So right now, Dilly's understanding is kind of that if you're offering, you supplant a measure of power, it could possibly bind them.
Pretty much, that's his understanding, is that I'm going to say a little bit clearer his understanding, because you got, what, like a 30, 31?
34 passive perception.
Oh, yeah, fuck that.
23 investigation.
Yeah, so you understand that you can do it. You just have to do something with Mr. A or Mr. H first. And from what you understand as well, it's probably going to have to be Mr. H because technically Gloria was supposed to be your mentor.
Okay.
So you saw Joel do it with Mr. A. Take from that what you will, but you know for a fact that Gloria was supposed to be your mentor.
So as we're sitting here, and I'll just kind of maybe do it now.
Yeah.
He's looking at Joel and Gloria, and he's still seething. And he's going to think in his head and project to Mr. H, I need a meeting with you. Just to see what happens. You want me to roll something?
Yeah, roll insight.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yay! Hey!
Yes.
16.
You said 15 or 16?
16.
Oh, you lucky, lucky boy.
Plus 13, baby.
It's not a facial expression for either one of them. It is the smallest bit of body language. Both of their shoulders tense, and you kind of see their eyes tighten.
I'm projecting to Mr. H.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying you're but based okay, so sorry, I did not talk my way through this. I'm going off your passive perception first.
Okay.
You see the smallest reaction from both Joel and Gloria.
As if they heard me projecting to Mr. H?
Yeah, exactly. You can see it more on Gloria's face that she knows what you're doing, and it's almost like Joel had, like a 2-second delay in his reaction, almost like she might have messaged him what you were doing. And they're having the same, small body tensing in reaction to what you're doing.
Dilly will smile deliciously, staring at Gloria.
And she'll kind of sneer at you and shake her head and say, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But go ahead. Be my guest.
She says this aloud?
Yeah, she says this straight at him.
I'm not going to say anything, but I'll project it to her head if I can.
Go for it.
She seemed to be in my loop. I have no idea. But hopefully it'll be deliciously painful for you.
And as you say deliciously painful, go ahead and roll me a 1d6.
Three.
You take 3 psychic damage as Mr. H does not necessarily answer you as much as he does just drop kick his way straight into your psyche.
Nice. And Dilly was just kind of, pain's kind of delicious.
Can I help you?
Perhaps.
You're the ooh. And
actually,
you almost
know.
It's like you can almost visualize him in an empty room with a desk in the middle, and he's just hands
Am I
behind
just
his
standing
back.
there now?
Yeah, you're just standing here right now.
Wow.
But you
And
can
do the others see this?
I mean, you're just being still.
Right. Okay.
It's not like your face went blank or anything. You're just still.
Okay.
But you can almost it's not so much an actual physical visualization. It's more like you can feel that he is in a room with a desk in the middle of it, and he's stalking around this desk, and he's excited in a way that hyenas get excited when they realize there's an injured animal right in front of them.
Oh. All right. So, are we privately speaking? Or is it on the network?
Oh, that depends. Is your mouth moving?
No.
Then it's private.
I see. How
And
does this
again,
bond?
again, I'll ask though, how can I help you?
Well, you're my mentor now, right?
Oh, mentor, no.
Or
No.
something.
You're a piece in a game. Not necessarily a
piece.
very important one either.
That may be. But apparently I am one, which brings you some sort of satisfaction or joy. I can see it plainly.
Oh no, this is just almost delicious.
Indeed.
You took down the other players and thought that would end the game. It's adorable, really.
To be honest, I didn't think anything.
No,
This is my life. It's neither here nor there. I know nothing else. This place.
but you didn't,
I made no wish.
Oh, it wasn't you. Oh,
No.
That's adorable. Even more so.
I think you underestimate the amount that I do not care.
Oh, fine. You don't want to have a
But
conversation. What do you want then?
the game seems fun a little bit, so I'd like to throw some more chaos in it.
Oh,
I would like to rebond Joel and Gloria to the circus.
you want to do what now?
Make them the managers. They know how to run it. They never taught me, or Gwenny. We didn't ask to be a part of this.
Well, neither did they.
And they didn't ask for this either, did they?
I like it. I like it a lot. I will have to consult with the other player.
She won't have a problem with it. I promise you.
You and
But
Gwenny
you,
don't need to
please.
agree on this kind of thing. I meant, my opponent. Oh,
Of course.
out of curiosity, did Gwenny agree to this?
I haven't told her.
Oh, I like it. Give me.
Doesn't mean I won't.
You can
It'll be quite
feel
obvious.
him. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It'll be quite obvious when they try to leave.
Oh, Dilly, you are so much more fun than Gloria. All right, and you can like feel him checking
You have
his
no
watch
idea.
almost. Oh, dear boy, I do. I really, really do. I just wasn't sure if this was going to transfer over to the game. 5 minutes, will you? And then you just feel him like, not like leave your brain gently. It's like he hit the bottom of the pool and just kicked off from the bottom of your brain and went out again.
Nice. All right.
And Gloria and Joel are still just staring at you.
I assume I'm just standing there. I may not be comatose, but I mean, they would see me just standing there.
Oh, yeah.
Staring at Gloria. Sneering still probably, so you can maybe take the scene to them for a minute. I don't know. They might be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so for about like a good solid like 3 minutes, you guys are just watching Dilly and like Dilly's staring at Gloria, Gloria's staring at Dilly, Joel's staring at Dilly, and none of them are moving.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Anyone in there?
That's creepy as fuck. I mean, I'm all for pretending like you're dead and shit, but this is just, next level bullshit.
Joel kind of raises a hand very sharply, and will all of you just, for a moment, shut up?
That's rude.
Yeah,
I'm
for the
sorry.
sake of
Will
Dilly, I
you
will.
please shut up?
We will for the sake of Dilly.
Right.
And you guys watch for the next couple of minutes in like a tense silence as this non-verbal thing happens in front of you, and then all of a sudden, Dilly comes back into himself.
What the shit just happened?
What is there anything else happening like on the other side before I come back?
No, the last thing you kind of sensed and felt from Mr. H was that he was kind of checking his watch and saying, "Give me 5 minutes," and then he like kicked out of your brain.
So, yes, right. So, where were we?
Well, y'all was looking at each other with like some hatred or something, and y'all got so deep into each other's eyes that y'all faded the fuck away.
Oh, that was deep in thought, reminiscing of.
That wasn't deep in thought. That was something else.
Yes.
Insight check.
Oh, Joel's gonna. You can go ahead and
Deep
insight, but
in
Joel
thought.
is flat out going to say,
Reminiscing of our time spent together.
he was speaking with one of the founders, weren't you, Dilly?
They'll just stare back.
Go ahead.
24.
Tell your partner.
Insight versus my. What do I roll?
Are you're trying to hide that shit?
For now, absolutely. Performance.
Yeah,
Would it
go
be
ahead and do
performance?
performance. I feel like that's the most appropriate.
Ugh. Well, he's not so. He's not so well at his sneer. Looking down his long nose.
And Wild, what was your insight roll?
Hold on 1 second. Oh, it's going to take me a while. Steven rolled a 24.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, okay.
You can tell he's probably keeping something from you.
Oh, Ulrich kind of figures Dilly's keeping a lot of things from it.
But
Conspiracy board.
in this scenario, however, because you rolled a 24, that's Dilly has a lot of secrets, but you also know that the current scenario, the current situation, he is keeping something out of the loop.
Dilly,
Yes. Winnie.
I would like to message Dilly, and I would like this message to be unheard by everybody else.
Go for it.
So, what were you asking? Was it Mr. A or Mr. H?
Oh, and I also will respond silently. Oh, I'm just talking to Mr. H. He dropped in unexpectedly.
I see you
Maybe
didn't
planning.
summon him?
Not really.
It's such a
Okay.
Roll
Very
deception.
strong word, Winnie.
Gwynny, roll insight. Dilly, roll deception.
Okay.
What's deception?
It's plus 5.
Women is such a strong word.
Oh, yeah. It's
Oh,
difficult.
boy.
It's difficult for Gwynny to Dilly to lie to Gwynny. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
not necessarily lie.
15.
My insight is
20.
15.
Yeah, I only rolled 12. You know that.
Yeah. He's flat out lying to you, or he's
Yeah,
definitely
I'm speaking.
skirting the question.
I'm
Yeah,
speaking
no,
in riddles.
He did talk to Mr. H, and he did instigate the conversation. But I don't really care that he instigated the conversation. I want to know what the conversation was. So I'm going to go ahead and continue asking him. So, who talked to who first doesn't really matter.
We're
Matters
walking
more
and
is what was
talking, by
said.
the way.
Okay,
Huh?
walking and talking to the tent, to your
Say
destiny
we
tent.
started moving the group.
Okay,
Right.
So everyone's
and-
kind of headed towards the destiny tent at this point.
Right.
And I'll say, well, I was just asking some questions, a procedure.
What procedure?
And planning a little surprise for Joel and Gloria.
I see. And what was the surprise?
Oh, well, there wouldn't be a surprise now, would it, Queenie?
It's not a surprise for me. It's a surprise for them. So what is the surprise?
Well, I'm not sure if it'll go over, but a surprise. I'm learning new procedure.
And again, what procedure?
Oh, damn it, Queenie. I'm going to bind them to the circus. Again.
Oh, I see. You want to have them on hand for resources.
For torture.
Let's just call it resources.
Oh, Jesus
All right.
Christ.
I'm okay with that.
Mr. H, maybe he's not so bad after all.
Oh, he is. He's awful. And so is the other one. But that's beside the point.
Or,
I imagine
perhaps,
he's probably as much into your prerogative as you are.
and perhaps you're right, but again, maybe they are resources.
Yes.
And as you guys enter the Destiny tent, of course, Antoine greets you jovially. Oh, hello, Master Dilly. Oh, and Mistress Gwynny. And new friend. Oh, Felicia again. Nice to see you. Hello, large person.
Hello.
What is your name?
All right. What is this tent?
This is Dilly's tent.
Dilly, would you like to describe your tent?
This is Destiny. It's a tent of leisure and comfort. And you'll see elaborate, like Middle Eastern couches that are super deep set and teak, dressing and feet, and just, it's very Arabian. Lots of deep reds and browns.
And as
Very
you kind of,
luxurious.
as you're looking around, you see a small marionette with her mouth missing. She's carrying a tray of like cigars and snacks and matches and cigar cutters and just a gentleman's tray. And she's wearing like a cute little dress, a little hat, and she comes out and she looks incredibly angry. She is just scowling, but she stops in front of each one of you briefly to see if you want something from the tray.
Ah, Tara. How are you? Spend some time.
Oh, she's been in a fine mood today, sir. She only tried to hit me once.
Well, it's not like you can move out of the way. She's terrible then.
I can't move. It really is awful.
So, anything you'd like to drink?
Oh, am I serving the special to anyone today, sir?
Not today.
Okay.
Joel, Gloria?
And Joel is staring at Tara Lynn like, dear God, he actually kept her.
Oh, you remember Tara Lynn, Gloria?
Yeah. Wow. I liked that one, honestly. That's a little bit disappointing to see, if I'm being honest.
Right. Yeah,
Am I assuming that this is your destiny, Billy? Or at least the destiny you want?
It is whatever you wish it to be. You sink in a couch and have a drink and a smoke. And there you go.
Let's just say that your destiny can happen to you anywhere at Dilly's whim.
See. And Ulrich is thoroughly let's just say he hasn't had the highest opinion of Dilly so far. but he's willing to keep it to himself. Yeah, the Bible thing great.
Let's just say you don't want to cast dancing lights in here.
That's fucking great.
So,
Fantastic.
you guys all kind of put your orders in with Antoine, and
Yeah, I take a cigar off the tray Tara Lynn is doing.
and
The cigar you pick would be the best you ever had because it would be your favorite of whatever it is you most like ever.
And use prestidigitation and a little bit of flame to light it.
all right.
Tara Lynn would have lit it too.
Yeah, she would have offered, not verbally, but like mute ways to offer to light it for you. But also, as you were taking it off the tray, she would have made like a head motion as though she were trying to bite you, but with, lacking a mouth, that makes it hard.
And her shadow
Her shadow
is
does.
totally biting the shit out of you.
Yeah, her shadow is like curled around your shadow, just beating the ever-loving fuck out of your head.
Do I see that?
Everyone sees this.
Tara
Just shadows.
Lynn,
She snaps her head over and looks at you.
our friends and their shadows are not your prey.
You see her shadow, like her face, her marionette face is like grumbling. You can almost like hear it, but she's not making noise. But her shadow is like climbing down off of his shadow, like one stubborn leg and arm at a time.
Remember this, there are worse things than being a marionette.
It's true, darling. I've been telling you all day, but you just wouldn't listen. And she stomps away.
So, I'm still waiting for Mr. H to get back a hold of me.
You still are waiting.
Good.
Yeah, so you're still kind of waiting on him right now.
And just meta real quick, guys. Other than asking them questions about how to light the fucking tree and shit like that, why else do we have them come back?
To manage the circus, to fix any tents that need to be fixed because tents are falling apart now that they're gone. And
We wanted to save the rest of the people.
We wanted to try to save some of the animals and shit.
The animals and the people on the island, yeah.
And we're also wanting Joel to show us how to read his shorthand.
And to fix the tree.
And I was hoping to invite them to my quarters in order to try and get solid answers out of them in a different manner, because I'm a new face.
Oh.
Oh, y'all.
Speaking of which, in-game, while Dilly's waiting on Mr. H, I'm going to approach Joel and ask, Joel?
Yeah, mate.
Perhaps after all this meeting is over, I'm hoping to get a hold of an idea of what's been going on here. Would you be willing to come to my tent to talk about that?
Are you a journalist?
No, I'm an archaeologist, but
He's a scientist.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this whole
He's
date.
a scientist. He's got to do his research. Sorry. It's a song.
Go ahead, Steven.
And I'm hoping that there's hostility between you two and Dilly and Gwenny. I'm hoping that if it's just the three of us, without them there, we'd be able to talk.
Do you think I would be more open with a stranger than I have been with the two people I consider to be my children? That's an interesting approach you're taking.
I think you would be more open with a stranger than you would with people who are treating you as an enemy.
Well, they have every right to treat me as an enemy.
You know, Joel, for science.
Oh, for yes, yes, of course. Ah, yes.
How much for?
Think of him as a therapist. You can, tell him all of your sins.
That's
No. Let's not blame. Let's not do the blame game here.
See? Therapist.
I'm not here to. Whatever's going on between you guys, that's between you lot.
But you do want to know about them and what's been going on with them and why they're part of it and how they're connected. So technically, it does have everything to do with them.
But that's a small part. I'm trying to look at the big picture. What ultimately what Mr. H and Mr. A want?
You would honestly have a better chance of asking them. I don't know what they want. We were just like Grinny and Dilly. Orphans.
I really doubt I'm going to get answers out of Mr. A and Mr. H.
I wish you the absolute best of luck, mate.
From what I've pieced together so far, it's going to be useless to try and get direct answers out of them.
Well, it's rather useless to try to get direct answers out of Joel, so he took lessons from them very well.
She's not wrong.
But I have a bit of a history of putting clues together.
Well, I wish you the best of
Okay.
luck in your detective endeavor.
I'm just asking if you don't wish to talk to me privately, by all means. Entirely your choice.
Honestly, after we're done doing whatever the fuck it is we were brought here to do, we just like to go, mate. We just want to leave.
Well, as far as I know, the only reason you were brought here was to help with the whole island mess.
And
show us how to
the
read your
code.
shit.
And the tree. And the other decaying tents.
What's wrong with the tree?
You know, the mess you left behind.
And
Tell me about it.
Gloria looks a little alarmed at that, and she kind of takes a bit of a step forward. What's wrong with my tree?
Nothing's wrong with your tree. We need to know how to operate your tree correctly.
Oh, God, you two are absolute idiots. You tell it to light up, and it fucking lights up.
Wait a minute. You pompous bitch. How are we supposed to know that? You never told us this is how it works. Even though at some point we were supposed to take over this glorious game of yours. You never prepared us.
It's not all
Gave us information.
Oh,
no, it is your
what?
fault.
No,
It is your fault. If we know nothing, to just tell the tree. But that's all right. I assumed that was how it would work. Is that not right, Gwen?
Yes, you did.
Well, then you should have just tried it before opening to see if it worked. Yeah?
Oh,
Maybe I thought of that.
Don't
You ever
worry, you
thought that
will be
maybe
doing
it
that.
was just a question? And what did you say is when I was young, Joel? The only stupid question is the one you don't ask.
I did tell him that, actually.
Yeah.
I do stand by it now. And Gloria kind of like smacks him on the shoulder.
I'm done going around in circles.
No, we're never done going around in circles. These two circle dance have circled 20 years, and they'll circle dance for another 20 if we let them.
I appreciate your research, because you're a scientist. But you'll soon realize the game is a circle.
Oh, I realized that a long time.
And
unlike you guys,
know what a
I'm
circle
looking for a
has?
way to break the circle.
Right, but the circle does not have an end.
And,
Dilly, it doesn't. You have to make one.
Dilly, you go still again. As you feel... This time it's not so much like a drop kick into your brain, it's more like a cannonball into a pool of your brain.
Nice. What am I rolling?
Go ahead and roll a 1d4 for me.
Well, at least the last time got me used to it. 1 damage.
All right. So you kind of like get like a shudder that goes down your spine, but it's not too bad this time. You were ready for him. You knew he was coming back, so you've kind of been like subconsciously bracing yourself for this. All right. Do you mind if I bring another? It's going to hurt.
Not at all.
All right. Roll a 1d10.
All right. Dilly digs the pain a little bit.
Dilly's kind of hot that way.
He's kind of a sadist.
Psychological
Ooh, 9.
damage.
Oh shit. Okay, so you kind of like, this isn't, because the way Mr. H kind of jumps into your brain, it's almost like a playful hurt. Like he's like, hi, I could have made it worse, but I didn't. This is a presence. It's not something that... Oh, go ahead.
I assume is Mr. A coming?
Yes.
And that's the one who I kicked the shit out of.
It is.
All right.
But his incoming into your brain is like, it's almost like physics. It's like he is this heavy fucking object that was just dropped from 30,000 feet, and the more it falls, the longer it falls, the harder it's going to impact. And he just came from like 300,000 feet straight down your spinal cord. You go onto your hands and knees from this impact.
Fair enough.
And he
maybe a little nosebleed.
A little bit of a nosebleed. Your eyes are watering. Your ears are ringing, but you still very clearly like sense him and Mr. H now in that same like weird room somewhere in your psyche with that desk. And Mr. A is just sitting on the edge of it while Mr. H is still pacing in circles around it.
While this is happening, Ulrich sees Dilly going to his knees and jumps up to help him.
Okay, yeah, everyone sees Dilly going down.
I feel like this would have... Hold on. I have a thing. Maybe it's not Dilly. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, hellish something. Bear with me, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I feel like this would have, like, maybe invoked my hour of reaping.
Oh, what is that?
Pretty much everyone might be frightened of what's going on. It'd be a DC 17.
Oh, and that's everyone, even friendlies?
Yes.
Okay, that's an intelligence save?
It is a wisdom saving throw.
Now, here's my question, though. Before anyone rolls for that, before you commit to it, is that for people, like, who are... Is there a range?
Within 30 feet.
This is in your head. It's only going to affect the people physically around you.
The hour of reaping is a physical action, though.
But what? So you're not necessarily being transported into this room that I'm describing. This is kind of...
I understand it for the folks in the tent.
Oh.
But this is an effect of his race. And a huge psychic impact just blew up his head. So
gotcha. So this is just collateral damage at this point.
It doesn't do any damage.
Oh, okay.
It just makes one frightened.
Being frightened.
Okay, go for
it. I just thought it would be neat flavor.
Yeah, no, I love it. I thought you were like trying to attack them.
Sorry, I misunderstood. No. But Dilly's persona the room would go dark and he would look like he had like these huge wings kind of coming off. He's just terrible. Like his persona looks way bigger than it is.
Ooh, okay. So it's kind of like you just turned into like a fucking gargoyle thing.
It's like what Gandalf does to Bilbo when he's demanding that he wants the ring.
Okay.
How he just shoots, and the room goes dark. That's a really cool scene in that movie.
Okay, so unless you're immune to being frightened, they need to make a wisdom save?
Wisdom save DC 17.
If you're not immune to being frightened, please go ahead and roll.
Okay, I'm checking for my character, so let everybody else roll first because mine's being slow.
No, cool.
Flavor the frightened as you wish.
Advantage against being frightened.
Say
And
that
roll
again.
the 21.
Nice.
Okay.
What do your wings look like, by the way, just out of curiosity?
Iridescent black
Ooh.
and smoke.
Like bat wings?
No, they're more like feathers,
Nice.
Oh, fallen
Smoke.
wings.
with smoke and feathers.
Very nice.
Iridescent, like scales.
Okay.
I'm digging
Like
it.
sometimes, like crow or blackbird wings sometimes have that iridescent soap bubble look.
Oh, okay.
So Dilly's
Yeah, I
eyes
rolled
are
a
actually
21.
iridescent black.
Okay. Let me see here. Oh, Jesus. Mouse pad, please work for me today. Oh, hold on one second. Okay. Shit.
You want me to roll for you?
No, I want to get character sheet open. So, did Felicia roll and everything?
Felicia's immune to frightened.
She's immune.
All right.
As part of being scary Terry.
Roll for Joel and Gloria while I'm
Yep.
trying to get my character sheet open.
Take your time.
Yup.
Since we're in a stall, I just want to say that I was like really kind of impressed and kind of proud of my buddy Joe playing yesterday.
Oh my gosh, he was
so
great.
good.
He fucking brought a voice and everything.
Tell him how good he was, because I don't get a chance to talk to him, but he was great.
I did not expect the voice. I thought that was fabulous.
That was beautiful. He did so good.
Yeah, he fell right in. That was cool, man. He's sitting right in. He was nervous at first, like he wasn't sure he wanted to do it.
I am so excited by how great Troll is coming out. You guys are just
So I just wanted to say thanks for helping him feel accepted and shit. Really cool.
Absolutely love the characters.
Oh, it is no trouble to make him feel accepted. He is a marvelous player and a great person. I enjoy the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I've known Joe for probably 20 years now. He hosted us when Paul and I and our friend went to Orlando, Florida, probably 20 some years ago. When another friend of ours from our online chat room flew in from the UK to meet up with this chick he was online dating that lived in Jacksonville. And Joe at the time was living in Orlando. And he lived in this storage place. He was the caretaker of this storage place called Adult Toys. But it's
But
not
it
what you
wasn't
think it
those
was.
kind of
It was a
toys.
storage place for like RVs and boats and shit. But he'd always get calls for like, "Can you store my dildos?"
Oh my god.
I don't know. He has a funny
People
story
are
that goes with
great.
it.
Okay, so wisdom save?
Yes.
See if it'll roll. I'm hoping it will. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Dirty 20.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, hold on a second. Stop it. So give me 1 second. I'm checking my headset shit because it's making weird noises and I'm not trying to make it die in the middle of this.
My headset will do that to me when I'm playing Xbox, and I'll think it's my controller. What the fuck am I thinking?
Right, like I can't tell if it's like telling me it's because
Sure.
the battery's low, but I also like turned the setting off to make noise for that, so I don't know why it's making noise.
I think headsets are a bit like pet birds. They make weird noises. They're unpredictable, and sometimes they bite your ears.
That too. Yeah, I've had to start putting my hair up now, because it's too long and too curly, and it gets caught in like the rotating part of my headset, and it just rips my hair out, which is always great.
See,
Feels
it's just
great.
like having a parrot or a cockatoo.
Okay, so for being frightened, it was what was the save? I'm sorry, I need to still roll for Joel and Gloria.
Wisdom.
But what was it for? I had to beat 17?
17, I think.
Okay. Gloria's good. Joel's good. Gloria looks a little pale. Like she barely brushed by that one. She just hit a 17. So she looks a little pale, but she's holding strong. And everyone else is fine. You're not frightened by Dilly having this reaction. If anything, if you're worried, it's not because you're worried about what he's going to do to you. It's what's happening to him.
Yeah, Ulrich saw Dilly go down, stood up, and is trying to get him to a couch.
Okay. Dilly, how do you interpret your body's reaction to this?
After I went down on my hands and knees, I feel like I would just be back on my haunches now, like kneeling.
Uh-huh.
Just with my hands on my calves or my thighs, just kind of staring up.
Okay. And Ulrich, do you want to still try to move him? Because he looks stable. It's not like he toppled completely over. He's sitting back on his heels, kind of almost in a meditative position. It's just he's very clearly not there with you right now.
Yeah, well, if he's stable, Ulrich's gonna back off, because falling over bleeding is one thing, but stable meditation is another thing entirely.
Okay, and Felicia and Gwynny, are you guys reacting to this?
I had just seen him do the same thing with Mr. H.
Just roll a lot of dice.
I had just seen him do the same thing with Mr. H, and so, no, I figure this is the conversation that he said he was expecting, and I just kind of waiting to see what happens.
Oh shit, Mr. Dilly done gone stupid again.
Probably Mr. A this time.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh my god.
That's scary as shit. He just goes all vacant. Like, I don't know, like when you get possessed.
Felicia, Dilly can be really scary. Scary as shit pretty much describes Dilly on the regular.
Well, maybe. It's more his attitude. I mean, if he'd just smile more.
Yeah, no, that's not in his nature. Just kind of get used to it. Realize that you're scary.
Do you think I'm scary?
No, I mean, he belongs to us. He's our scary. He's not trying to scare us. He's scary towards other people for us.
I don't scare you, do I?
No. I mean, at first, yes, you did scare me a little bit, but not now.
It's because of that bloodline. I'm gonna look over at Gloria, and
yeah, that has
she
something
could
to
be
do with it.
scary. Yeah, I think so.
So Joel and Gloria just sitting in silence.
I
Yeah.
think
Each other.
That's great. So uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting there holding hands, now they're staring at you, Dilly, because they recognize that you are talking to both of their people.
What was you saying, Ulrich? I'm sorry. I talked
Ulrich
over you.
is thinking, not saying, that Smile won't exactly fix what's wrong with him. Yeah,
Oh, God.
he's fully categorized Dilly as psycho.
I mean, not entirely wrong.
So, Granny. Oh, sorry, love. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No, he's done.
So, Granny, this is looks a lot like your place.
How many times have I told you not to call me that?
Well, I know, but you are, and maybe if you and Joel are happy, maybe he'll adopt me as his granddaughter. I mean, y'all look fucking happy as two peas in a pod.
I am so busy with another thing right now. Please stop talking.
Oh, okay, but Joel, you want to be my papa?
Absolutely not.
I think that means yeah, Mama.
And Lil Git just kind of looks at you and then shakes her head and is like, oh, honey. No.
Well, maybe she'll be nicer when she's dead. I mean, death can change a person.
It would be nicer if she were dead. I will give you that.
I think y'all need to hash this out and hug it out.
No.
Have a come to Melora moment.
No. That's okay. My relationship with you, a lot different than my relationship with Gloria.
That's because you didn't kidnap me. I mean, that's kind of a shitty mom move.
That's, yep. Mm-hmm.
Gloria, why did you kidnap Mama?
Gloria is now, her attention is focused back on Dilly. She's not answering you.
Mama, she's being a bitch. It's okay. I think that
honey,
I'm used to it.
Always a bitch. Always.
Well, then one time she did give me a hug. It was kind of weird, but she gave me a hug.
I'm sure it was weird. I don't think she knows how to hug people.
It was kind of like, a cold fish.
That sounds probably exactly what I would have expected. If I had to guess what it would be like to hug Gloria, it would be hugging a cold, dead fish.
Oh, it was like still flopping. Rigor mortis ain't set in.
She was moving.
Oh, she was trying. I just held to her tight.
Oh.
I think she hates me.
Go ahead and roll insight.
H-I. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah, natural 20.
Very
Plus 24.
nice. So you definitely see that your mom is having just like a trip down memory lane all over her face. She is thinking about something in relation to how you just responded to her.
Okay. Mama?
Yeah, sorry, yeah?
Are you okay?
Yeah, oh, God, sorry. Wow, yeah, you are so much like your dad.
I don't really remember Daddy at all? None?
N-
Really?
None. I don't. Okay. Um, I guess we should have a conversation about that, right? Is that like, is that
Can I break in
yeah.
right there? You know what? I think you really should have a conversation, but never in front of Joel and Gloria.
They're not. Well, I don't know. I mean,
No, she has a really good point. Part of the
well, she
whole
always.
reason. No, well, I mean, part of the whole reason I ended up, in the tree crypt.
She didn't like who you was making love to?
That's a way to put it, but that's not inaccurate.
Well, I don't know.
We'll
You know what?
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that sounds best. We don't want no more reasons for you to get kidnapped.
I'll use it a little bit.
That I don't think I'd get kidnapped again. But you're right.
What's going on in Mr. Dilly's head? I mean, he's just creepy.
And
Oh.
we'll go ahead and swing over to Dilly's head, which is hurting a lot. You kind of feel like, while you know they aren't actually taking up any of your physical matter of space, it feels like they are taking up your fucking skull. It's like this room has replaced your brain and the room is too big for your head to hold.
Dog?
So hold on just 1 second.
Oh, okay.
So what about that manscaping? We forgot to do somebody's free fucking announcement shit.
Oh.
All right, I'm ready.
God. We're not being sponsored by Manscaped.
We are not. We don't even shave.
Ah,
We're going to take a break here to do a commercial that we're not being sponsored by.
we don't use Manscaped because we're all fucking Wookiees from the neck down at this point. COVID did all of us a favor. Free the titties,
Oh, man.
free the armpits, free the legs.
Yeah.
Shit, I wasn't shaving before COVID.
I was just saying, I ain't seen a razor since way before COVID. So
This is not a Manscaped sponsorship.
this has been brought to you by All Natural.
Not a company.
We are naked and not so naked.
It's not a company; it's a way of life. Anyway,
And back to our scheduled programming. All right. So, Dog, did you hear what I had?
yes.
Okay, cool. So again, you're this room that you're not really seeing, more that you're feeling, but that is also just invading your whole headspace. Mr. A is sitting on the edge of this blank desk. There's not a chair, it's just a room with a desk. And Mr. H is still pacing in circles around the desk, like almost excitedly.
So, Mr. A,
Yes.
quite an entrance.
Oh, well.
Is he still beat up at all?
No, he is totally, like, if anything, he looks a little bit better.
I see you're not the worse for wear after our last encounter.
Oh, dear boy. No. That was an interesting encounter, I will say. However, no. How are you doing?
Right.
Does your head feel okay?
I can say I've felt better, but There's a certain gratification with a certain amount of pain.
Ooh, Mr. A is like looking. He's stopped moving, and he's like within your mind's eye is like weirdly making eye contact with you. And he's like, ooh, you're a spicy one, aren't you? I knew it. I knew you were the good one. All right. What was the question? I know you had a question. Say it again.
Well, you've not shared my idea?
No, of course not. That would be cheating.
Wow. That's quite humble of you.
It's not humble. It's the only way we can keep from breaking the world apart. Go on. Tell him your idea. It's brilliant.
To add some flavor to this little scenario, this fiasco that they've created, I would like to bind them to it again. Prevent them from leaving and have them be compelled to running the circus.
Well, that's interesting. And
If anything, they owe at least winning this debt. For myself, I don't care anymore.
I'm curious, though. What do you think they owe you?
My entire life.
Oh, no.
Every lie.
We owe you that.
Yes. Who's to say you two aren't on my list as well?
I'm sure we are. I've already seen what you plan on attempting to do to me at least another time, so... No.
I've not even begun to think about what I'd like to do to you at some point. But we're all resources right now. Yes?
You could just ask them.
It's much more delicious to make them.
But why?
I didn't have a choice.
Neither did they.
And who's to say they get one now? They came here willingly. Didn't say they could leave.
But you're about to tell them they can't leave, aren't you?
Oh, no. No. They'll find out on their own.
Why would you keep them here? Outside of revenge, which I personally think is a little bit...
Who said it was anything about revenge? I said it was delicious.
It's
nothing about revenge.
Delicious why? Because they hurt your feelings?
Because it just feels good to see them in pain.
But why them? Doesn't it feel good to see, I don't know, Bitsy in pain?
No. Not the same.
What's the difference?
They deserve it.
Do they?
In my little world, they do.
Your little world.
Very tiny.
Very, very tiny. We thought you were smarter. And now Mr. H is kind of like, you can not necessarily see his expression, but you can kind of like feel some anger bubbling up from him, and it's making your stomach kind of hurt.
You mean smarter? Smarter than what? Playing the same game you'll do? Throwing chaos on chaos? Why do you do it? It's the same. How is it any different? I didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice. What's the difference?
You're now choosing to hurt them. Because
It won't
they were
hurt them.
forced to hurt you. It's ironic, really. They raised you, loved you as much as they possibly could within the confines of the rules.
That's what you want to call it.
What would you call it?
As far as rules, what are they anyway?
Oh, well, you have your own set. We'll tell you if you haven't bothered really to ask. You've just tried to,
I believe we've tried to ask and inquire about this set of rules on multiple occasions to both Gloria, to Joel, and even to you two.
Gloria and Joel knew what their rules were. You just changed them. You changed the game.
But everything's a riddle. I didn't change the game. I had no decision on who wished what, or even if it would work. But now it has.
Too true that.
Say that again?
Too true that, yes. Now, here's the thing. If you want to know the rules, listen to the riddles. Listen to, I suppose, the vague things we say. There are rules for us as well.
Ah. All right.
So, for example, Mr. A, would you like to explain? And Mr. A is kind of like polishing his nails. It doesn't seem like he's been paying attention to this entire conversation. But he kind of looks up and, yes, well, we cannot directly interfere, which is to say, neither one of us can tell you directly what the rules are. Be smarter. I think that's what Mr. H was attempting to convey. He is long-winded.
Meta, we can't ask directly what the rules are, but you can.
Yeah, I was kind of grasping that.
Yeah.
Be smarter. Yes. And to say that my little vengeance plan isn't what I find to be one of the smartest things to do right now. To have a vast knowledge at my disposal. And prevent them from leaving for a spell.
Oh,
Give them a taste of their own little medicine.
we're not saying it's not a smart idea. And Mr. H is pacing again. It's a brilliant idea, really. I love it. And I do rather enjoy the idea of knowing exactly where the mother of my child will be at all times.
Where's that?
I'm sorry, what? You didn't...
Oh, I know.
Oh.
Your little romance.
Oh, romance is such a...
Yeah.
That is an overstatement.
Whatever you wish to call it.
It was an arrangement.
I've no need or bother with such things.
Well then. And Mr. A kind of claps his hands and then wipes them off on his lapel.
So, how does this happen?
You want to bind them, you're sure?
Absolutely.
All right. In that case, keep your powers to yourself. Do not try to invade, and I will give you the ability to bind them.
All right.
Where are you currently? In your tent, I assume? I feel it.
Yes. I'm surrounded. Joel and Gloria are right in front of me.
Go to the cabin.
All right.
I'll meet you
Right
there.
now.
Yes, I'll meet you there.
And Dilly will just get up and go to the cabin.
Everyone sees Dilly just all of a sudden stand up and start walking out of his tent.
But I had conversed with him and I knew what he was planning, so I'm going to go ahead and say to everybody, give him a minute. I think he'll be right back.
This is really a weird time to fast.
I know, but let's just give him a minute. Let's just wait. He'll be right back, I think.
Ulrich is gonna roll insight on Winnie.
Oh. What are you trying to look into specifically?
Winnie has an idea of what Dilly is planning, because he's...
Yeah, you have to beat a 16.
just 15.
Unfortunately, you still have that nagging suspicion, but you can't really tell if she's hiding anything or not. And Dilly, you go into the tree, hit the button for Joel's cabin, you go on up, and it's not even like the second the doors open, all you see is Mr. A right in front of you. His hands are, clasped behind his back, and
Is he in the castle part or the cabin part?
he is directly in front of the door. So
Just like the property?
just the property. The
Okay.
second the door opens, he's like a foot away from it. And he steps in with you and hits the and the second he steps in, you see that every available button, there are hundreds of them. You've seen maybe 20. There are hundreds. And he hits close door, stop elevator, and then all of the buttons disappear again except for the ones that you're familiar with. And he turns to you and says, all right, yes, like I said, do not use your power. Do not try to read me. I will give you what you need. That is it.
Fair enough.
He rolls his sleeve up and holds his arm out.
I will grasp his arm.
Alrighty then. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Six.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me pull this up. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right list.
That's all, Mama. Oh, I forgot that.
All right, so as you grasp his hand,
a collar or something.
you feel a huge surge of just energy, but it's not the kind of energy you're familiar with. It's a little bit brighter, a little bit more calculated. It almost has sharp edges to it.
All right.
And you feel that happening, and as he lets go of your hand, he kind of grasps your hand a little bit, and the elevator doors open again, and it's just a kind of a white room. You don't see walls, you don't see corners, you don't see a floor. It's just white space. And he backs out of the elevator, and the elevator door closes, and you're left there with 2 cards in your hand. And one of them is blank, and the other, on the back of it, on the face of it, it's also blank, but on the back it says, "Write on me."
They both say the same thing?
Yeah, on the back of the cards, on the back of each card, it says, "Write on me," but the faces of them are blank.
Oh. I think I understand.
And that is what you're left with. But you do feel as though, aside from the cards, you have not necessarily a new spell. It's more like He gave you more power than the circus could in order to bind Joel and Gloria. If that's what you choose to do with the power, you sense that because it isn't, he didn't give you a spell. Again, he gave you more power than the circus could muster to do what you want to do. But you could still do something else with it.
With this power in addition to or instead of?
The 2 cards.
So it would be like, he basically gave you like a bucket of power because you asked for it for a specific purpose. But instead of giving you a bucket of power labeled, you can only do this, he just gave you a blank check of power.
That's a perfect way to put it. Blank check.
I understand. Do these 2 cards represent this bucket of power? Or are these things that I can create from the bucket of power?
Your passive perception, I'm going to just go ahead and give it to you. Those have nothing to do with the bucket.
Oh.
They just
Right.
are blank cards that on the back say, write on me. You're not sure what they do. But he gave them to you.
Okay. I think I know what to do with those.
With your perception, also, I'm going to give you this one. You can tell that the cards aren't from Mr. A. Those were kind of like a Mr. H. Like, give those to him for me. I like this kid. Give those to him.
Okay, I want to have a better understanding of what the cards are then. Arcana then?
Go for it.
Ooh. 18.
Okay. With an 18, you definitely realize that if you write something, like the cards are connected. Whether or not that's, if you burn one, the other will burn, you're not sure. But like if you do something to one card, the same thing will happen to the other. You're just not sure like what exactly it would be. But based on, the back of the card saying write on me.
Well, the player thinks I should write Joel and Gloria's name on.
Okay, do you have a pen on you? or a quill and ink?
I absolutely have one in my house right there.
Okay. Okay. So you're going in and you're going to write you're just writing Joel and Gloria's name on the back of one card or like one name on each?
I'm a little confused on how they work, but I'm going to do one on each.
Okay. And so you write, Joel on the face of one card and you write Gloria on the face of the other. And, as you set them down and watch them, you see the ink kind of get absorbed into each card, and all of a sudden their names appear on the opposite cards. So you just kind of sent a message to each card.
Oh. I get it. I think I know what these are. So these meta, if I could, I would give these to someone else and we could write messages to one another.
Indeed.
Very
You could
cool.
even draw images.
Okay. And then what insight did I get on the binding thing?
So that
would be from this bucket of power.
It's essentially like, he didn't tell you how to do it, but like everything else, you're starting to understand that as long as you and Gwynny agree on it while you're in the circus, it will happen. And he just gave you kind of the battery power source that you didn't previously have to make that happen.
I get it. I will tuck the cards inside my vest, and I will go back to my tent.
All right, and everyone's still in the tent, right?
Yeah, we're sitting around. I think we're all sitting around having a drink and conversing about the. How's the weather out there type thing, because we don't want to talk in front of Joel and Gloria.
Oh, God.
Actually, I do got something to talk about. So, Gwenny,
Yeah.
what you gonna do for your opening act? I mean, this will be the very first time that you guys are opening the circus. So, I mean, how are you gonna bedazzle and thrill?
Well, I think we're going to ask the tree to light itself up like it normally does. But I would like to, and I'm going to ask Dilly if he's okay with it, I'm going to ask it to bloom as well.
Ooh, that's nice. Do you mind if I maybe turn even scarier for a minute and then fly out over the audience and then maybe Misty step back onto the stage and then kind of put my wings back and stop flying and maybe then like you two walk out and the whole thing like pops up and stuff.
I think we could do that. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why do you want to appear scary to the audience? Is it that you want to make a display here in the circus?
Well, I was thinking maybe like a haunted ride.
Oh, wow. Now that is fun. I like the idea of that.
Right, I was having, I thought about it too late, but them souls of them kids that we killed, I mean, I think they would have enjoyed scaring people.
Well, you can still ask them. They're on the ship in the tree. I mean,
Right?
You can ask them anytime you want. Do you want to maybe ask them if they want to participate?
Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe you can send one of them messages. If we can.
I can scry the ship again, like I did before, and I think the ship is very much in contact with the children. So I feel like if I scry the ship, then we can talk to the children and maybe get whether they approve of that or not.
Decorate the ship right. You could have it as a ghost ship.
Oh, yeah. There.
That is great.
The ghastly crew kept manning it.
Everyone who's currently in the tent, so Ulrich, Felicia, and Gwenny, go ahead and roll me insight. Not insight,
Okay.
sorry, perception.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Insight. Hold on.
11. I'm just sitting there imagining the ghost ship and
You're just
all of
happy.
its flags. Oh yeah.
Chatting with your friends.
Oh yeah. This is the greatest moment of my last 2 days.
Oh my god. I feel like it's probably everyone's for a minute there.
That's a 19.
Oh, okay, perfect. And
Hold on.
No, you're fine. Take your time.
Whenever the dice falls on this app, well, not app, I get 18
Okay.
on the speed, in slow motion because of the speed of the tablet.
Yeah.
Got it. Felicia is kind of like staring off into like a corner of the room, just like daydreaming about what you guys have been talking about. Meanwhile, though, Ulrich and Gwenny, you two very much recognize that Gloria started kind of chuckling to herself and like whispering in Joel's ear at the mention of your addition to the opening ceremony of the lighting of the tree, that you wanted it to bloom. She kind of started like laughing almost and cupping her hand and whispering into Joel's ear, and he's kind of smirking at you, Gwenny, specifically.
Obviously you have something to contribute. Would you like to share it with the class?
Oh, And Gloria kind of, all right, well, if you're asking, don't bloom the tree. There's a reason it's never bloomed.
Oh, well, share with the class.
Please, we're all ears.
There are, there's literally every fruit on the tree. Every
Right.
single one of them. What would
Yes.
happen if you pollen dropped at once? What do you think would happen to our guests, to the cast, the crew, you?
Good point. Thank you for the insight. We'll just go with the regular lighting. I appreciate it. See, this is exactly the contributions that we're asking you for. And once again, rather than actually state the contribution, you had to make a secret out of it and smirk at me and make me beg for it. This is why we don't trust you.
Why? Because you're afraid to ask questions?
No, because you conceal information on the regular.
Also,
I think this is a...
real quick, thinking on how Gloria is answering these questions. This is the first time he's interacted with them directly, face to face.
Okay, go for it.
19. I'm going to straight up ask Gloria, are you guys being prevented from answering directly so that they actually have to figure it out?
And she and Joel kind of like grin at each other, and she touches her nose and then points at you.
That's it. That's one of the main rules. Riddles. They have to answer in riddles, and Mr. A and Mr. H have to do the same thing. God damn it!
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is so insane and so childish. Oh,
Are you all right?
It's awful.
You sound a little bit upset about that, like,
This is
like you're pissed.
no. It's all coming. It's all starting to come together. Oh yes.
You should sit down.
No. I need to get up and think. I need to get my blood moving. And Ulrich stands up and starts pacing him.
You need some water?
No.
I think he's got the vapors.
I'm getting close.
Dilly, you enter the tent to see this scene of Ulrich pacing, and he just looks as pale as an elephant can be.
I'm gonna start searching
What do
for
we have here?
I'm gonna search for my hand fan because I think he's got the vapors and he really needs to like sit down.
Aldrich had a bit of a brainstorm and actually answered something that's been frustrating me from minute one, which explains a lot. Doesn't let Joel and Gloria off the hook exactly, but it does explain a lot. They are actually prevented from answering correctly.
Oh,
Damn, it's real.
just quickly. Hello, everyone. Sorry it took me so long.
No, it's all right.
Welcome back to the living.
Yes. Joel, Gloria. So nice to see you still here.
So anyway, before you take any action, Billy,
Yes. Action.
it is important that you realize this. They actively have been prevented from answering our questions.
Ah, yes, I understand now. A little bit better
Yes,
from my
I do
little
too.
meeting.
I do too. So maybe they're not quite as evil as we perceive them to be.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Probably not even, right?
Yeah, I'm going probably is a good phrase.
Yes.
And Gloria kind of looks at Dilly like, narrowed eyes like, oh, you're telling me I'm not evil now. That's new.
Oh, Gloria, to be honest with you, since our insightful encounter, I know you're not quite evil.
Wait, you got answer.
I did.
Oh, that's also new.
Were they
I'm
roundabout
learning.
answers?
I'm learning as I go. Right? That's how it's supposed to be?
Oh,
Yes.
Dilly.
Right. And if there is any evil in this room, I doubt it's any of you.
Oh,
Anyway, the circus opens soon, yes?
yes.
We must light the tree.
Yes, but nothing but light, nothing else. We can't do the idea with the flowers.
The bloom
That
might be a
won't
bad
work.
idea. Yes?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Queenie,
As Gloria finally was persuaded to tell me, the flowers would produce pollen for all of those different fruits.
oh, that could be very bad.
Yeah, which would affect, basically anybody who's within breathing distance.
Nope, sit.
I see.
Sit.
And Joel kind of like raises his hand a little bit. I think it would be probably prudent if Gloria and I were not to be seen by any of the patrons. They might get confused.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Would you like to come back to
Queenie?
my tent? I got it closed off from the public.
Sorry, wait, what?
Ulrich is inviting Joel and Gloria back to his tent because he's got it closed off from the public, and nobody knows the tent exists.
Okay, and Dilly, what were you saying?
You should look at Queenie and send her a message silently.
Go ahead.
So, Queenie,
Yes, Tilly.
I'm capable of doing things now.
I know we
Very
talked about.
painful. Yes.
I know we talked about finding them. Maybe we don't need to.
Oh, but we're going to do it anyway.
Why?
Not bind them. We're not going to bind them. We're just going to prevent them from leaving. Because we need that
Why?
information. And
Well, hear
because I
me.
find it delicious.
Well, I know you do, and I understand that. But hear me out. They're prevented from answering questions. Flat out prevented. They cannot answer questions directly.
They can directly.
Well, hear me out. If we tell them that we have the power to bind them and choose not to, and tell them that the reason we choose not to is because we understand they can't answer directly, and that we want them to be able to answer as well as they possibly can when we ask. Maybe they'll be a little more cooperative. If they know we have the power,
if you do not agree, it cannot happen. I, for one, could care less on how they feel.
I understand, but if they know we have the power and chose not to use it, they might be just a bit more cooperative.
But Queenie, what better way to show that you have it? Use it.
Shit!
We've never been able to do as we wish.
I understand.
Found.
We
No
want to go on being as bad as them.
Maybe you don't.
Do you really want to be as bad as them?
See, I don't see it as being bad. I just see it as being.
Holding someone against their will, no matter who they are, is kind of bad here.
Right? As you wish, Gwynny.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, I think we tell them we have the power and decided not to use it for now.
Well, if they
That way
leave
we
and
can
know we
hold it
have
over
that
their
power,
heads.
then it would never come back. We only have this power here.
That's true. I wonder if we can bind them to come when we call them. Always.
I say we just bind them and make them run this circus. Their little creation. And then we can do as we wish for a spell to figure out this game we're in.
All right, maybe bind them and tell them it doesn't have to be permanent.
A certain amount of servitude, I just feel would be right.
I like that. Maybe bind them and
All
tell
the
them.
times they flex their muscles on us.
Right. Tell them it would have been permanent, but because we now understand that it wasn't entirely in their view, that it doesn't have to be permanent now.
Or we could let it be a part of this riddle they contend they're a part of.
Ah, now I like that. Give them the riddle.
Let them give them a riddle. Let them think there's a riddle.
Oh, yes. If you can come up with a riddle that tells them that their binding is not permanent, and give that as the answer as to why we did what we did, I like that very much.
I'll have to think on that.
I think we should both think on that. Table
We
that.
need to agree that they cannot leave, and they are compelled to run the circus.
Yes, for now, as a
For now.
temporary thing, but they have to figure out that it's temporary.
Of course.
I like that. Oh, that is wonderful. That is delicious, Dilly.
Perhaps they must help us solve the riddle that's the game that will release us all.
You know, that is a very good point.
They left prematurely, Gwynny.
They did.
Yes.
And they also went out of their way to not tell us that we were compelled to answer in riddles.
Indeed. Many things they could have passively informed us on.
Let the punishment fit the crime. I like it.
So they are the general managers of the circus.
Yes, in perpetuity until we see otherwise.
They have no access to the tree. And they'll get their own tent. They can share.
A management tent. I like that.
Yes. So we agree.
Yes. So we'll have to come up with a riddle first, though, before we do this.
Well, we have time. Let them stay and enjoy the opening show, and when they go to leave, they'll realize they cannot.
Yes.
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 All right. Click.
I imagine that me and Ulrich just see them going, yes, 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 yes.
Basically, yeah. That's exactly what you say.
So,
Ulrich is looking at something.
we'll have to come up with a riddle, and oh wow, I'll need your help there.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. We need a riddle.
All right. Okay. Jesus.
We can be evasive for a while.
Yeah.
So we come up with something.
Yeah.
Or the God damn it in the DM voice.
Uh-huh.
Did she?
Yeah, I did.
You gave me this power. I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm making a note for myself. Must make.
For some reason, I just feel Dilly's really leaning into the dark side a little bit.
Yo, Dilly,
Yeah,
like, he's going hard. I love it.
Dilly's a dick.
All right. Well,
Ulrich is no kiss to the
we
If you're on his good side, that he'll fucking die for you. But if you're not, watch out.
Well, we've hit the almost 3-hour mark, so I'm gonna call it for tonight.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place to call it too.
Good game, too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.